you can wipe code your solutions and create your code with Kiro. It helps you to debug the code as well if you face any issues, and it is very easier to deploy that with the AWS, as Kiro is can be easily connected with your AWS account in order to deploy the solutions. It helps you to debug the deployment issues as well, and it helps you to provide these solutions that you don't have to go to the console every time in order to deploy that particular solution. Okay, that will help you to bring the logs and provide the solutions with the logs as well. Okay, so with the key role, there are three different things that you have to do. Build the solution, any kind of solution that you can build with Kiro. You have to document that in a technical blog on AWS Build Center. Explain how you can use the Kiro. Outline the what features you liked, what were the things, and what technical decisions you could make with Kiro, and what were the outcomes. Yeah, and you have to submit that with clear screenshot or video in your blog that will prove that you have implemented this particular thing with Kiro, and you have to submit the link of the published blog on our Hack to Skills hackathon platform. Okay, and if you build this, and if you win some, if your submission gets shortlisted, there are some fabulous prizes. Any guesses what will be the prizes? Anyone? Just guess the prizes in chat. I would love to see your guesses. Okay, let me know who is the fan of mechanical keyboards over here. Who loves the mechanical keyboards? Smart ring. That's correct. Anyone knows? Anyone loves mechanical keyboards? I know many of the developers who are really developing and developing their code love the mechanical keyboards. So the one of the best prizes is Keychron K10 Max wireless custom keyboard, and along with the M3 wireless mouse. Isn't that exciting? And the second prize is, that was guessed correct, Gabby's smart ring. That is again very. If I was the participant, I would love to get this prize. And the third one is Mokabora transit backpack, that is anti-theft backpack. Again, that is very good for the students and professionals when they are traveling. Okay, so be active. Make sure that you are participating in this Hero challenge as well as in the AI for Bharat campaign. Okay, so thank you for joining this session. You can just Google for Hack to Skills AI for Bharat in order to participate this. Abhin has already shared the link with you guys for participating in the AI for Bharat on Meetup. You can join with that link, or you can scan this QR code in order to join the link. Okay. So let's start with the action. Let me switch my screen and okay. So for today's session, AI for Bharat, we are going to build an AI-powered photo editor app. So you might have seen, or you might have struggled with the challenges, right? Earlier, when you had to edit some images before this AI era, where you can pass the prompt and get your photo or any kind of image edited, even simply removing the background from the image was really difficult before this AI era, right? So anyone has used Photoshop? Anyone remembers if they had used any other tools, Photoshop? Just type into the chat that you have used Photoshop or Canva in order to edit the image. Many of the people, I can see the thumbs up. Yes, Canva people have used. Who has used the Canva? Just add a comment add into the chat box that they have used Canva. Just type in Canva. Oh, many people I can see. Couple of the people have used Canva. Okay. So in the Canva, yeah, as well with the Photoshop, there were some of the difficulties in order to do those things. Canva and Photoshop, that is very good, Rohit. So you know the pain, how much it is difficult to use the Photoshop, or even if you started using Canva since some previous days, it was very difficult to edit the images. You had to know, or you had to trace entire image and change the background. You had to do the multiple steps. So that was kind of challenging thing to do when we were uh, working on editing any image editing things, right? So it was really time consuming. There were many manual tasks that you had to do. You had to trace the image, you had to change the background of the image, or you had to, if you see that if there is something going wrong, you have to do that in a repetitive way, right? So that was really difficult. And nowadays it is very easy with the AI apps. But what if you can build your own image editing app with AWS and serverless stack? So that's what we are going to do today. What we are going to build, a serverless and secure AI powered web application that is going to generate and edit the images as well. So you might have already used ChatGPT or Gemini in order to generate the images, right? But today we are going to see how you can build your own app, edit those images, and how you can achieve the particular in paint or out paint methods in order to edit these images, change the background, or remove particular section from the images. Okay, let's see what we are going to build today. So this is the kind of UI that we are going to build. Behind this UI, we are going to use a few of the technologies like Amazon Cognito, Amplify. I'm going to show you the architecture of this entire application, but this is the basic UI that we are going to build. And this is then we are going to upload an image from uh, our files, and then that file will be uploaded as image to the UI in order to edit the image. So we are going to provide the prompt, what changes you want in the image, and then we are going to edit it. Okay. So let's go through the architecture. Before that, let's see how this works actually, and if that is something that excites you when you are building. So if you see on the screen, it is going to edit this. Like I selected some part of the image, and I selected a method in Paint. I did a prompt to make the driveway clear, and let's see how that generates the image. So if you see, there is a debug console also over there that will help you to debug the images as well, debug the generation as well. You can see all the details. So all of these things you're going to build on your own today, on your own machine. And let's see how that goes. Okay, let's move to the next slide and see the architecture, what things we are going to do. So from the web browser, we are going to send the request. So there are three major components that we are going to use: AWS Amplify in order to store your static data that has HTML, CSS, or JavaScript files. Okay, we are going to use on Amazon Cognito in order to authenticate the users to this application. Okay, and then we are going to use Amazon API Gateway that will raise the API requests from us to and we'll use AWS Lambda in order to connect with the DynamoDB for storing the data uh, inside the DynamoDB, and then Bedrock API calls will be sent from Amazon Lambda in order to generate those images. Okay, so we are going to use few of the models, and this don't worry if you face any issues. This workshop is not just created in order to make sure that everything takes place successfully. There will be some errors, and that's how we are going to learn today. I want you guys to learn from the errors. Okay, so let's see we can debug together, and feel free to ask me, raise your hand, or put the screenshots in the chat, and I would be more than happy to help. If you're not able to complete this workshop today, you have some time. It is this workshop will run for 48 hours. You will be provided with the AWS account right after this particular presentation, and that account will be valid for 48 hours. So make sure that you are completing that particular workshop in 48 hours, building the application. And if you have any questions, we have a Discord, dedicated Discord channel. You can get the link of that Discord channel from Hack to Skills platform, and you can ask your queries over there, and our team will be there to help you as well. Okay. So this is the quick tech stack. We are going to use Amazon Cognito for user management and authentication. For the database, in order to store the image generation data, we are going to use Amazon DynamoDB, that is NoSQL database. For the compute, you are going to use serverless platform by the AWS, that is AWS Lambda. Then for the API, we are going to use Amazon API Gateway. And for the AI, you are going to use our favorite Amazon Bedrock with Titan image, G1 image editing app, media editing model. And for the front end, as I told you, we are going to use AWS Amplify. Okay. So why Bedrock? Yeah, everyone knows why Bedrock, or why we are going to use the Bedrock, because Bedrock is most secure and flexible platform that is going to help you build your GenAI applications. There are many of the foundational models that you can use in order to build your own models. You can fine tune them and safeguard them with the Bedrock, and you can connect to the knowledge bases in order to create any kind of RAG based application as well. So let's see what are the models that are provided by Bedrock. So these are few of the selections of the these are not all, but these are a few of the major models that are provided by Bedrock. Those are from the leading AI companies. If you know Anthropic, if you know Luma, there might be Stability AI, OpenAI. There are multiple models that are supported by Bedrock. Okay. So this is the general structure of your application, how that will look. So in the front end, you will see React with the TypeScript. Even if you don't know React, don't worry. We have our friend Kiro who is going to help us with the development. For this workshop, we have all the entire workshop or all the workshop code ready with you. You can just copy and use it. You don't have to think about complex logic or developing the things or thinking about the syntax. Okay. And we are going to use this kind of configuration in order to connect the front end. Okay, so in config.js there is a invoke URL. This URL will be different for each of the developer who is going to develop this application. Okay, and then these there we are going to use few front end connection points, and this is how you'll see in the code how the image editor components will look like in your code. Okay, I'll show you this directly when we are doing the workshop. But what is included in front end today? We are going to send the images and prompt to Amazon API Gateway, and again we are going to receive the images from uh, the Bedrock through Lambda function that will be generated, and we are going to display the result. Okay. And what is in backend? In backend, we are going to use Amazon Bedrock model, that is Titan G1. Then we are going to use the logic for image pre-processing or post-processing. Okay. We are going to use Amazon Bedrock API calls and error handling and response formatting that we are going to see on your UI. Okay. So these are a few of the learnings. You are going to learn how serverless architecture patterns work in AWS, how you can implement secure authentication with Cognito, how you're going to design your NoSQL databases with DynamoDB, and how you can build your REST APIs, how you can create serverless function with Lambda, and how you can integrate all of these with Amazon Bedrock in order to generate the images. And then finally, how you can deploy your web application with AWS Amplify. Okay. Okay, so these are the next steps, but before going those next steps, let's start with actual workshop, because I know you are more, you like more about the practical implementation and hands-on way. So I'm going to share you the link in the chat for this workshop. And let me switch my screen as well. Okay, so I have shared a link on the workshop in the chat. This is one-click link where you can join your you can join this workshop. I'll just see how many of the people are joining, and I'll just switch my screen as well for this workshop. Okay, everyone can see the link. That's perfect. Okay, so I have shared my screen where you can see this kind of interface to join the workshop. Everyone excited to do the workshop in hands-on way? Just give me a thumbs up or drop a message in chat. Let's see how many of the people are really excited. Oh, many, many. That's perfect. I can see same here, so many thumbs ups. Perfect. Okay, let's start building. We have around 58 participants that I can see. So once you are here, this is a workshop studio page. You can just click on agree and click on join event. And you'll see a page like this. Is my screen clearly visible to everyone?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's perfect. Thanks, Indesh. Okay. So you can just click on join. Let me see how many of the people have already joined. I can see in the back end on workshop. So we'll just wait for a couple of more minutes so people can still access the workshop. Anyone facing any issue joining?
Vishal, maybe explain the steps, Vishal, that they have to give their email ID and use their one-time password, right? Maybe if they are
Yes.
new.
Yes. So once you open this link, I'll just open this in incognito so that that will be more helpful for you guys. Okay, so once you see this page, you have to click on AWS Builder ID. You already might have the Builder ID. If you don't have, it takes just a couple of minutes to sign in. For this AI for Bharat, it is mandatory to use Builder ID only. You cannot sign up with email because this particular Builder ID that you are going to create or you already have is tied to your AWS Hack to Skill account. So whatever the post that you blog, posts or blogs that you write, that will be evaluated as per your builder ID. Okay, so just click on create or use your existing AWS Builder Center account, and or you can just continue with Google and register with AWS Builder Center. Once this is done, you'll see the interface like this. Yeah, so once you have joined this, you can just directly click on the link that is given. I'll provide you the access code as well. uh, yeah, it is there in the link. You can directly click on the link in order to get the access code, but I'll provide that as well in the chat. I'll just pin the link in the top in the chat as well, so that it is click link. It is pinned in the chat. You can just click on the link and you don't have to enter the access code. I can see 35 participants have joined. We'll wait for more couple of minutes and then we'll start with the workshop. If anyone is facing any issues, please type in the chat, or you can just unmute and let me know so that I can help you guys with that as well.
Should I have to paste the access code in that AWS builder ID?
So in the chat, I have pinned a comment or as a message that has a link. You can just click to the link after you are signed up to the builder ID. It will be redirected to this particular page, and you'll see this event dashboard. We have reached 60 participants. That's perfect. Very nice. In the meeting, I can see 60 people over here. There are still more participants who are joining the workshop. I'll wait for more few minutes and then we will start together. 45 participants have joined. Anyone facing any issues? Everyone has signed up. Everyone can see this page. This Venkata, for this lab is available for 48 hours because these are the paid resources that we are going to use in this lab. Okay. So if you want to access the workshop, will be always available. But the AWS account, you have to, if you want to do this, you can do this in your own account. Okay. So for this particular workshop, this will be available only for 48 hours. There are many other workshops that you can do on your own accounts. You can go to the AWS Builder Center and you can see there are a few workshops that can be done on your own account as well. So feel free to do those things in hands-on way. I'll share you the public URL of the workshop once this workshop is completed so that you can do it on your own pace.
Yeah, I'm trying to reset my password and log in. I'm waiting for the completion.
Okay, I can see maximum participation over here. Around 48 people have joined. So let's start now with our workshop. Uh, Once you are inside this particular dashboard, the event dashboard, you can see in the side pane there are two options under AWS account access. One is open AWS console. You can just right click and open it in new tab just to verify that you have got access to AWS account. Okay. You'll see a console like this. Ignore if you see any kind of errors because this workshop account is provided with the required access or required services that are needed for this workshop. You won't have access to all of the services. You'll have this access to the limited services. Okay. So you have to make sure that you are able to access this kind of page. The user over here in the corner should be AWS participant role. Okay. If you see on the top, it should not be your personal account. If you see any other thing over here, just try to log out and open this in new browser on incognito. Okay. So that your account won't be charged for anything. If you are logged in with your personal account or your academy account, then make sure you have logged in and you can see AWS participant role over here. Okay. You might see a different account ID for each of the user, because every user is assigned with a new account over here. We spin up new accounts and provide that to you. Okay. Okay, we have full participation now. We can start. And so once you have opened this, you can see this console. If this works for you, you are good to go with the workshop. Okay. Along with that, if you want to do this on your local machine using Visual Studio Code, Kiro, or any of your favorite IDs, you can click on Get AWS CLI credentials and copy these credentials or copy these commands in order to use it with your local computer. Okay. So it is for different for each of the operating systems. You can copy and run them on your terminal or command prompt in order to access that on your local. Many of the people might be like, if you want to do this on your own accounts, this is very useful way. Okay. So let's start. We have already seen the architecture, and this is kind of all the overview. You can see this anytime and learn more about it. So these are the sections that we are going to cover in today's workshop. And if you see, these are the steps we are going to perform, and then finally we are going to test this application. Okay. So let's start with the first section, getting started. I'm just going to help you with few of the steps, and I'll let you guys do those things on your own way. But I'll just help you to run those things. If you are lagging behind or you are not able to do those things, take your time and do those things. There is no hurry. We have 48 hours to do this workshop. Okay. So we are doing this at our getting. You can click on getting started at AWS event, and you are already at this page, right? So you are already at a page. You can click on next, or you can go to the lab directly. Okay. You can go to the lab, and there is lab 1 where you can see this page with all the steps. Okay. So let's start with this. Let's go to Cognito. Okay. So go to your console first. Try to type in Cognito in search bar. Okay. We will see a page like this. Amazon Cognito. Amazon Cognito is used for the authentication. You can create the user and user pools. Okay. Once you are here, click on get started for free in less than 5 minutes. Once you click over here, you're going to click on single page application. You are going to create a single page application. Okay. And then name your application. I'm just going to copy the name from the workshop and paste it over here. You can use your own name, but make sure to save that particular name in your notepad. Create a local text file in a notepad, because you don't then you don't have to go back and find out what name you had given to the service or any of the application. There will be multiple occurrences in this workshop where you have to name your resources. So make sure you you copy that name in the notepad, or you use the name that is provided in your workshop guidelines over there. Okay. And then once we have done this, you have to select email. So these are the few choices where you have to select email and username for the authentication for the sign-in identifiers. And uncheck this enable self-registration. Okay. Yeah, Divya, are you facing an issue? Okay. No worries. Just uncheck this enable self-registration. And if you see required attributes for sign up, you have to select email over here. Okay. So that it can log you in with your email. Okay. Once this is done, just click on create user directory. And you can skip all of those things. It is going to show you the login page and rest of the things, but you can skip this and click on go to overview over here. Okay. So once you click on go to overview, you'll see your user pool that has been created over here. So I'm going to use my Kiro to save my notes temporarily. That is also going to help me with my user pool name and rest of the things. Okay. I'm going to copy my user pool ID as well here, that I'm going to need it later on. Okay. Once we have done this, everyone has done this, just give me a thumbs up or put in the chat that you have completed, so I know, I would get to know that you're following. That's perfect. Let's go to the next step. Okay. The second step is we have to create the user. Okay. So in the same user pool over here, you have to click on users. Okay. In the user management section, you'll see users in the side pane. Click on create user and you can enter username. I'm going to use the same username that is there in workshop. You can add your own username and save those things in your account, in your notepad. Okay. So I'll use my email address and I'm going to click mark email as verified so that I don't have to send the verification email or anything like that. And there is option called temporary password, or you have to enter your password. I'm again going to use the same password that was there in workshop. You can see. And
Excuse me, Vishal, can you recap it?
sorry,
Can you recap from the Amazon Cognito?
from the Cognito. Okay.
Yep.
Just let me create this and then we'll go back to we'll repeat the step. Okay. Okay. Once we have added the password.
Because we're having some network issues. So
Okay, let's because many of the people have already completed, I can see. So let's complete this step and we'll go back and reiterate it. Okay, let's click on create user and it will create a user over here. Okay, with your email, it will show force password change. That is fine. Okay, so let's reiterate the steps. Let's go to the Cognito in the top. Just search for the Cognito. There will be option called create pool over here. If you don't have any pools earlier, there will be a button getting started, and there will be a option get started for free in less than 5 minutes. You have to click that. Once you have clicked it, it will ask you for the application type, that is single page application. Okay, select application type single page application. Once this is done, use any name that you want to specify for your application. You can use the default name in your workshop guidelines. Okay, so let me open up the workshop guidelines in the side as well. Yeah. So in these guidelines, you can see all the steps that you want to perform. Even if you lag behind, don't worry. You can just go through these steps. There is a video walkthrough of each of the step as well. And you can do this. We are going to pause in between when we are doing those workshops so that you can be on this. We all will be on the same page. We are going to sync back if you have done those things. Okay. So just put image edit app as a name or whatever name you want to provide. Select email and username in this section here, email and username. Then uncheck this self registration option. Okay, so that there won't be any sign up link. And then what you can do is here you have to select email option that is required for sign up. Okay, and just click on create user directory. Okay, once you are done, go back to your Cognito and in the users, click on this user pool. There will be an option called users. Go to users and click on create user. Once you click on create user, you have to add the username and set a password. You can use the password from this documentation. In the step 2, there are in each of the lab there are multiple steps, so make sure that you are not missing any of the step. Okay, once you do step 1, make sure to do the step 2 and then click on next. Many of the people might miss to do the step 2 and they might have some errors. Okay, do the step 2 and copy the password, use that password, and then uh, click on create user. Once the user is created, we should be good to provide the authentication for our application. Okay, once this is done, let's move to next page, that is creating a DynamoDB table. So why we are going to use a DynamoDB? Anyone knows what is DynamoDB?
No SQL database.
NoSQL database, that is correct. What is different between SQL and NoSQL databases? Anyone knows?
Any type of data that's non-structured data can be stored, string, JSON type.
Right. Any other services you know about NoSQL databases? Any other
MongoDB.
applications? MongoDB, that
MongoDB.
is correct. Perfect. Okay. So we are going to create this database. Just go to your bottom, your console, type in over here DynamoDB. Okay. Okay. You'll see a page like this. Once this is done, click on create table and enter the table name. Okay. I'm going to copy the name that is there in your documentation. Okay. Partition key is something where you can identify, it is kind of primary key that will help you to identify your data. Okay. Now this is done, keep all the settings to default and just click on create table. Okay. You just have to provide table name and partition key. You can keep rest of things default and click on create. So it will create the table and it will take some time to create the table. Meanwhile, let's go to the second tab over here, that is create IAM policy for DynamoDB access. Okay, let's go back and yeah, the table is ready. So we can go back and type in IAM in the search. What is IAM? Anyone knows what is IAM service from AWS? What does it do?
Role-based access.
Identity access
Role-based
management.
access. Anything else? What are the policies? Anyone knows what are the policies? What are the users? What are the user groups? Anyone knows what are these policies? right? So we are going to provide access to the users based on their policies and the resources that are mentioned in the policies. Okay. Okay. So let's create a IAM policy first. So let's click on policies for this dynamic access. Click on the policy and click on create policy over here. Okay, in the corner. Once you are created, you can create a policy in two ways. There is a policy editor. Over here, you can see visual or JSON. You can click on JSON, and right now we have our policy ready. So you can just copy this and paste it over here or right over here. And it is going to provide this particular table access. So if you have changed your table name, make sure that you are updating it over here. I have used default table, so I'm going to use the same name. If you have changed the table name, make sure to update it over here. Okay. Once you have created, click on next over here. Okay. And then put a policy name. Okay, so there were only first 50 people were eligible for this workshop. I guess more than 50 people, but we don't have any other free accounts now. We had only 50 people. But you can do this on your own accounts, or you can attend any other sessions that have the same workshops. Okay. Yes. Okay. Let's move.
Vishal, should you want to be edit something else in IAM?
Sorry.
We should want to be edit something else in that specific permission which you have entered some code now. Where is that thing?
Yeah. Give me a minute. I'll tell you. Which one you're saying about
First
DynamoDB
step.
or policy?
Policy first step.
Okay. In the policy, let me go back. So here in the resource, if you see the table name, if you have changed your table name when you had created a DynamoDB table, like I was using the default name that was provided here. But if you have changed that name, this one. So I had used this name as a table name. If you have used different name, you will have to update this uh, table name over here in resource. Can you see this?
Yeah.
You have to update this. If you are using the default one, you can keep it same. I would recommend to use the same things that are provided in the workshop, so there won't be any issues or any errors when you are deploying this entire solution. Okay, so you can just use the same names that are provided. You can just click on copy and use that name. Okay, so once the policy is created, just go and where is the page? Okay, just click on next and add the policy name. I'm going to use the same name that was provided here. And once we have created, you can keep add any of the description that you want to add. If you don't want to use any description, that is fine, that is optional. And just click on create policy once this is done. Okay, this is going to create a policy. And next, we have completed both of the tabs in this lab. Let's move to the next step. Okay, in the next step, what we have to do? Sorry, I skipped lab 3. Yeah. Once this is done, let's go to the lab 3, click on next. We have to create a Lambda function. So what is Lambda function? Lambda function is a serverless compute service that will help you to execute a code similar to what we do on our local machines or on EC2 machines. Okay. So here you don't have to think about the backend, what happens in the backend, what is memory required, what is CPU required. It's all about your code that you have to think, okay, and the runtime about your code, okay. So you are going to create a Lambda function over here. Just let's try. Let's start by clicking on Lambda. Let's go back to the console. Type in Lambda over here. Okay, you will see a Lambda console when you type in. Okay, you'll see a console like this. Click on create function in the corner. And it will ask you for the function name. Just keep it author from scratch. Add your function name, image, edit backend. I'm going to copy it from the documentation. And then runtime, we have to select Python 3.3. 3.13, okay. This is the runtime that is required for the code that we are going to upload and run for this Lambda. Okay, so select Python 3.13. Click on change default execution role. You have to select use existing role. Okay, we already created a role, right? Select your role that you had created in previous step. It should be something like that.
Sorry, Vishal. It's that Python is 3.114 is shown at my.
This is latest supported, but if you scroll down, if you'll see Python 3.13.
Oh, yes, yes, sure.
Okay.
Thank you.
Scroll down and you'll see 3.13.
Yeah, it's populated.
Okay, yeah. So select, after this is done, click on use existing role. Select the role that you had created earlier. Once this is done, just create on create function. And if you see any pop-ups, just dismiss them. Just click on dismiss and you'll see a page like this. Okay. Once this is ready, you'll see a code tab where you can add your Lambda function code. Okay. You can also open in this Visual Studio Code and run it over there. But we are going to just to save the time, we are going to run this or add the code over here and deploy it from here in the your AWS console. Okay. So once this is done, go to your documentation. There is some code section over here. If you go to code section, just you have to copy. Click on this blue button that will copy the code. Okay. If you can see on screen, click on copy. The code gets copied and just paste that code in this section. Okay. You have to replace all the default code. If there is any other code in this section, you just have to select Control A and paste it over here so that there won't be any errors when we are pasting. Okay. Once you have pasted this code, click on deploy. It will show you deploying the code, and if there are any errors, it is going to show if there are any errors. If the deployment is successful, it will show you successfully updated the function. Okay. Everyone completed to this step? Should we move to the next step? Perfect. I can see many of the people have completed. Let's do the next step, that is go to the configuration tab over here. Okay. There is configuration tab next to the code, test, monitor. You'll see configuration. Okay. Click on edit over here. And you'll see a timeout. So you have to change the timeout to 1 minute so that our function won't be timed out early Once this is done, click on save and you are good with your timeout. Okay. Now let's go to the second tab, that is attaching the IAM policy to Lambda function. So in your documentation, there is a second tab in create AWS Lambda functions. What you have to do is we have to attach IAM policy. So click on. You're here. Okay. So go back to the permissions section. In the configuration, there is a permissions. Okay. Click on role name link. Do you see here? Click on this link and you will see something like this. This is IAM console, right? You'll see a console like this, and now you have to attach a policy over here. Okay. There is a permissions tab over here. See, there is add permissions button. Click on attach policies by clicking on add permissions. Okay. Once you have created this, we had created a policy earlier, if you remember. So you just have to search by the policy name and you will find that policy here. I just copied the name from the earlier document that I had created or from the documentation, and I could find that. Once you clicked it, click on add permissions. Everyone able to find their permission or the policy that they had created?
Uh, Sorry, Vishal, I am stuck up in the second move to the IAM policy attached. Can you read me?
Which one?
IAM policy attached for Lambda function.
Lambda function. Okay. So you clicked on permissions. You're here in the configuration.
Yes.
Okay. In the permission, you have to click here on the role name. Once you click on this role name, you will see a page like this.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Once you are on this page, there is a permissions tab.
Yes.
Okay. In the permissions tab, click on add permissions. Click on attach policies.
Oh.
Okay.
Yes.
Once you have clicked on attach policies, you had created a policy earlier.
Yes.
This section in the DynamoDB, you had created a policy and you had given some name to the policy. I had given this name. Okay. So you can just put that name in the search over here and you will see the policy that you have created, and you just have to select that. I already attached it, so you can see this. Okay.
Okay.
And you just have to select it and add permission. Click on add permission. You're able to add it.
Yeah.
See, like this, there should be two policies attached. Okay, let's move next. If everyone is up to this. Perfect. Many of the people are able to do this. I can see the thumbs up. So let's move to the next lab, that is creating API gateway. Okay. So up until now we created DynamoDB, we created a Lambda function, we added a code to Lambda function. So we have a compute ready now. What we need is, in order to connect to this compute or Lambda function, we need API gateway that can connect to your Bedrock. Okay. So how we can create this? Just click on search for API gateway in your Amazon API gateway or in Amazon console. Just search for API gateway. Okay. And you will see a page like this. And just click on create an API button. Create an API. When this is done, you have to, once you have created, you have to go to REST API section. Okay, here, REST API. There is a REST API section. Click on build. Okay. Click on new API. Put API name. I'm going to copy the name from the documentation. Okay. Description, it is optional. So rest of the fields I will keep. So here, once you have provided API name, you can put any description and keep the API endpoint original as same. The security policy, you have to click on TLS 1.3 over here. If you see security policy TLS 1.3, you won't see this step in the documentation, but this is something that is added in the last event. So you have to click on security policy TLS 13. Okay, from here. So this is the recommended option that you can see. You just to click on this security TLS 13 2025-09. Okay, just select on it and click on create API. Rest of the things you can keep as same and click on create API. So once this is done, it will show you message successfully created REST API, and there should be some name associated with. Okay, so you have now created the API. What you have to do is, let's go to the second prompt or second tab, configure post method. Okay, so we have to configure a post method for this. Let's go back to the console and select on create method option over here in the methods. Just click on slash and you will see create method option. We are using Lambda function, so keep it Lambda function, and method type you have to select post because we are going to use the post method to send the data. Okay, and there is a switch called Lambda proxy integration that needs to be enabled. If you don't enable this, your calls will fail to API. Okay, so make sure you have enabled this. And then you had created a Lambda function earlier, right? You might have named that Lambda function something. I had named image edit backend. So I'm going to select the function. Select the correct function that you have used. Do not use any other functions. Okay, I selected this function. Everyone up to this?
Hi Vishal, can you please tell me which security policy did you apply for creating REST API?
There is recommended policy over there. If you see the recommended, it is. Let me go back there.
There was two recommended under 1.3.
Yes, the 1.3 that you have to use.
No, there are two recommended policies.
Yeah, you can select anyone. There's no issue.
Okay.
Still I stuck with that's Lambda function policy permission.
What error are you getting? Any error?
No, the when you click add permission, the policy is populated in the permission policy list.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it should be attached to the Lambda function.
Let me go back to this step. This one you are seeing? Are you able to search this policy?
Yeah, I got it.
Once you have searched, you have to select it and click on add permissions in the bottom.
1 minute. Select and add permission. Okay.
Yes. Once this is add permissions is done, you should be good to go.
Hi Vishal, in that API gateway for security policy, we have to select the recommended one, right?
Yes, recommended one. There is something called 1.3. You can select that, and that's all.
Vishal, still I got some confusions. Actually, when I go for add permission, there is a drop down for attach policy.
Mhm,
I select the policy name. It's
mhm,
populated under the permission policy list.
mhm.
Uh, is it enough? How it should be bind to the Lambda function IAM role?
Yes, yes, that's how. Once you click it, it will be added to the configuration.
1 minute.
If you see on my screen, it is how it is adding.
It's listing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it should be listed over there. The two policies should be listed over there. That's all you have to do.
Oh, just a moment. I will refresh the
Click on
policy.
add policy, attach policy over here. Search for your policy name, select this policy and add permissions. That's all. You'll see two policies attached over here.
1 minute. Only role name is populated at the top in configurations.
So in the permissions, you should see the two
Let's
policies.
click the attach policy. I am able to search and add. Okay, add permissions. It's
Click on add permissions and you'll see the two permissions over there. Okay.
I can scroll down. Permissions.
Over here, you will see the two permissions. Once you added it.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Can you
Is
see
any
that?
other?
That's all that you have to
That's
do.
all. Okay.
You can start with the API gateway thing. Okay.
Okay, fine.
So okay, let's resume that API gateway thing, and we are into the image edit where we are creating the post method. Okay, we have created a post method over here, and we have to create method. Let me go back and see if I had already created the method for this. No. Okay. Let's click on create method, select method as post, click on Lambda function, and we have to enable this Lambda proxy integration. Okay. Once this is enabled, we have to choose our function that we had created, and once this is done, just we have to create on create method. Okay, it will create a method. Okay, it will show you successfully created the method. You can see a post method over here. Okay, go back to the resources, click over here on the top in the slash. Okay, in the resources. Is there any question? I can see some noise.
Just a moment.
Okay. Yes. Okay. When this is done, you will see a button called enable CORS or CORS. Anyone knows what is CORS? Anyone can explain what is CORS or CORS? Any web developers here?
Cross domain access.
Mm-hmm.
It's like cost resource sharing.
Cross origin resource
Yeah.
share.
But what does that mean? Have you seen this error any time, and what happened when you saw this error? Was your application running, or was that working? And why it is used?
Indicates the domain of the web browser.
Right. Yes. So CORS enforces the same origin policy where if the requests are originating from the different domains, it will block and it will prevent the security issues that might be the cross-site request forgery of CSRF. If you have heard about CSRF token or CSRF things, it will prevent that. So CORS works like pre-flight requests in order to prevent the cross request forgery. Okay, so it is going to provide you the access controls in order to allow the particular origin domains in the configuration. So not all of the domains will be eligible to send the requests to the API server. Okay, so that is kind of web security mechanism. So let's click on this resource on the screen and click on enable CORS. Okay, everyone on the screen, everyone can see this.
In my screen, there is some security policies asking an API, Gate API.
Yes, click on recommended one when we are on created. Click on recommended and
You
select
have
any.
to create new one.
No, you already have that. Just click on recommended policies in the API gateway. Okay. On this course, you have to.
Vishal, I'm not able to view the button enable course in my screen.
Okay. So in order to see that button, just click on resources. On the slash. Do you see the slash in the resource?
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You have to click on enable course. Okay. You have to select default 400, default 5xx or 4xx. Okay. And then under access control, click on post. Select the post. And in the access control headers, you have to replace the given options with the text that you can see in your chat, in your documentation. So if you see over here, there is a text. You just have to copy this on this copy button and paste it in your course access headers over here. Okay. Once this is done, just click on save and you should be good with the course configuration. You're up to this step. You're able to complete this course configuration.
Can you repeat this one?
Okay. So under the resources, when you created the API, you just have to click on that API and you'll see a slash over here. Or in the resources, you'll see slash. You just have to click the slash and then click on enable course button. Okay. Once you click on enable course, you'll see a page like this and you have to click on this default. You have to click on post over here. You have to check these three options and then you have to go back to your documentation and you have to copy this entire access control headers and all those things. You have to copy this and replace it over here. Okay, you just have to paste it and replace it. Okay. Perfect. So once this is done, let's go back. We have created a course and just
Sorry, 1 minute. That's the options is not enabled at my enable course is added inside the resources. Default gateway option, when I choose the access control allow methods is not populated. Options default.
Options you don't have to select. You just have to select on post.
Post. Okay.
If you see the documentation, it clearly mentions what you have to select over here.
Yeah.
You have to select the post one. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, let's move to the next step once this is done. And the third step is setup authorization in lab 4. Okay. Now let's set up the authorization. We already have created a Lambda user, but you have to make sure that we have set up authorizer for our API gateway that we have created. Okay. So in order to do that, let's go to authorizer section in your API. Let me close this. And you can see authorizers over here in side pane. Okay. Click on authorizers and click on create authorizers. Okay. When this is done, you just have to copy the name of the authorizer in your documentation I'm just going to copy the authorizer name and paste it over here. Okay. And authorizer type is Cognito. Okay, because we are using Cognito over here. And it is going to populate the name of the user pool that you had created. You'll see the automatic name that will be populated. You can just cross check with the pool that you had created if you have that in your text. I can see over here, this is my Cognito pool and this is correct. Okay. Once this is done, just in the token source, you have to type in authorization, or you can copy that from your documentation and use it. Okay. Token source as authorization. Click on copy and paste it over here. Okay. You can ignore the token validation and just click on create authorizer. Okay. We have created authorizer now. Okay. Now go back to the resources. Once this is created, go back to the resources, and in the resources you will see a post. Okay. Click on the post, select post, and under the method request, this is method request, right? Click on edit. Once you have clicked on edit, you'll see a page like this. Okay. There is option called edit method request. In the authorization, you have to select the authorizer that you have created. Cognito authorizer. Okay. Once this is done, click on save, and you are good to configure your API gateway with your Cognito pool or Cognito users that you had created. Okay. Everyone up to this? Anyone facing any issues or any errors? Good to go?
I am unable to add the post method. I completed 10 options.
Okay, so you can just follow this documentation and click on configure the post method and perform these steps, and you should be good to go with the next step for the authorization. Just complete. You completed this?
I'm looking for the create method option.
Yes, so create method should be there. If you see on this walkthrough, you'll see you have to click on slash and there should be a create method in the document.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yes.
You can just click on walkthrough if you are stuck anywhere, and walkthrough shows all the things that you have to do. Okay. In your documentation. Okay, perfect. Okay, let's move to the next thing. We have created. We have now created the authorization.
Vishal, excuse me.
Yeah.
So, in API gateway, what should we want to be select for security policy?
For which one?
API gateway.
Yes, in the API gateway, you can select any of the recommended policies that are there. There are a couple of recommended policies. You can select any of the recommended policy.
Okay, then we should want to be click create. Okay.
Yes, recommended.
Create API.
Yeah. Okay. So once this is done, we are good with authorization, setting up the authorization for your API gateway. Let's click on deploy API step 4 in your lab, and let's go to the stage. Okay. Once you are here, you have to click on stages. Okay. Sorry, you're on resources, and there is a deploy API button. Don't go to this stage. Just click on resources, and there is button called deploy API. Just click on deploy API button, and on everyone can see the deploy API button. You're able to find it over here on the top, just on the corner where you can see the resources. There is deploy API button.
Vishal, I'm not able to access deploy API because it's showing like the action is not available while the API is updating.
Yeah, it will take some time. Your API should not have been completely created yet. Just wait for a couple of minutes and then try to refresh it. It will be enabled. Your API, it might be you just have recently updated that, so it will take some time. We'll wait for a couple of minutes and then we'll move forward. Okay. Anyone facing the same error or issue where they are not able to see this button enabled for deploy API?
Yeah, I refreshed it and I got it. Thank you.
Okay, you got it. Perfect. Click on deploy API. In the stage, click on new stage. Sorry, new stage. Add a stage name, dev. There is no need to add the description. You can skip it and click on deploy. Okay. So it will now deploy the API and it will take some time to complete the deployment, and it should be good. We should be good to go. Okay. So now we have completed the Amazon API gateway step. Next, we have to host our front end somewhere, right? So we have a code for our front end. We are going to host it somewhere. For hosting, we are going to use AWS Amplify. Okay. So let's go to the next step in our documentation. Click on next, and it is going to go to lab 5. Okay. Create an AWS Amplify application. Okay. So AWS Amplify is, if you already know or if you don't know, AWS Amplify is kind of platform where you can host your web applications, and it will help you to host those web or mobile applications with very easy way. It will allow you to focus only on your development and code. You don't have to think about what is there in the backend. You can just integrate with your Git or SVN and fetch the code from there, or you can upload your code zip, and it is good to go live. So it will have some static code like HTML, CSS, or JavaScript for your front end that will be run from the Amplify. Okay. So let's start with Amplify. Let's go to the step 1 in lab 5. Okay. Download and update the front end code. Okay. So here you will see a zip. You just have to, in the documentation, you have to click on download the zip. Okay. And it will download a zip on your local. Just click on this and it will download a zip. That zip will have all the code. Okay. Just to click on open. And extract that code that you have received. Once it is extracted, open this code in your ID. My preferred ID is Kiro, so I'm going to open this in Kiro. In folder. And in downloads, I have my AWS Amplify code. Okay, I'm going to open this and it will open up the directory. I don't need this now, so I can ignore this. And you'll see your code over here. Okay.
Vishal, actually, once we extracted the file, what we should want to be do, because your screen was not visible when on
Okay. Okay. So once you have extracted the file, open this. Open the. Let me open up the screen for my Kiro. Give me a minute. Okay, you'll see I have opened this folder that I have extracted in my ID. You can open it in any of the ID. This is my Kiro, and you can open with your own ID and go to the config.js in the config directory. Okay. Just open that directory in your favorite ID, Visual Studio Code or anything that you have. Or
should you open on VS Code or else what's the application you open?
You can open it in VS Code if you have that, or if you have Kiro. Just open this directory and open the config.js. You just have to update this file. Or if you don't have, just open the notepad or VI editor and open this config.js that you have extracted from your code. Everyone understood what to do?
Yeah, I have been opening WordPress.
Okay. Everyone up to this page? Everyone open this file config.js. You can open in any of the ID. You can open it in your notepad as well, or via editor as well. Okay. So once you are here, you have to replace few of the properties over here. So there is user pool ID, user pool client ID, region, and invoke URL that you have to replace from the things that you had created. Okay. So the invoke URL you will get in your API gateway. User pool you will get these in Cognito. If you had already copied that, you can paste it over here for ease of use, or you can go back to your console and copy that. Okay. So for ease of understanding, I'm going to open this in your console, and let's go back to your Cognito in order to find out the pool. Okay. If you already have that, just paste it. If you don't have, just click on the pool and you will see user pool name and user pool ID over here. Okay. So I'm going to replace this user pool ID. Okay. And in the users, I have and like to find user client ID. So go back to user pool and you'll see the client ID somewhere here. Yes. So you have to go to app clients and you will see a client ID over here in the user pools. There are two folds that we are going to copy here from here. Okay. You got a client ID from app clients, and in the user pool, you'll get user pool ID. You just have to copy both of them. Region, you can see over here in the top, you're using North Virginia. We are all using North Virginia. That is US East 1. Just type in US East 1 over here. Okay. Once you have done this, we have completed 3 steps over here. We have to find API. Okay. Invoke URL. Let's go to the API gateway. And this is the invoke URL in the stages that you will see. Okay. I'm just going to copy this and paste it over here. Okay. Everyone up to this? Anyone facing any issue finding any of the fields in the config? Anyone anyone facing any issue in finding the config.js? All good? Let's go to the chat and see if there are anyone posted. Okay, done. That is perfect. Very good. Okay, we are good with our configuration now. Let's save this file. Go back to the your documentation where we have updated these files. Okay, and let's go to a prepare deployment package step. Okay, what we have to do, we have to select these files and compress them. Let's go to your file browser, in which your operating system you are. Let me just pull up my okay. You can see my file browser and you can see few of the files over here. What you have to do is you have to select all of those contents and right click and click on compress. Okay, or it might be different for your operating system, but you just have to zip all the files that are in folder. Don't zip the parent folder. Okay, you will have to zip the files inside the folder. Once these are zipped, just copy the name and rename this file. What I'm going to do is rename this file with updated code. Okay, so what I did, I added a name AWS Amplify updated code by compressing all those files. You don't have to compress the parent folder. Okay, you don't have to compress, right click and compress this. You have to go inside and compress the files. Okay, once you have compressed this, go to the deploy, step number 3, deploys AWS Amplify. So what you have to go is, what you have to do, type Amplify in your search bar and you will see a Amplify console. Okay, you'll see a console like this. Everyone can see this.
Hi, I'm not able to compress in VS Code. Like it's not showing any
Not in VS Code. Go to your IDE. Go to your Windows or whichever file browser that you are using, like File Explorer. You don't have to compress in your VS Code. You have to compress in your file system. So
Okay.
open this folder where you have edited, where you had extracted it. Can you see files like this? Assets, config,
Yeah.
index. Just select all of those files and click on compress. And you have to create a zip out of it. Okay, everyone done this? Up to this? Perfect. Thanks, Bhumi. So let's move to the next step. You are on Amplify. Okay. Let's go to the next step of the Amplify. Click on deploy an app over here. Okay. Once you have clicked on deploy, we have a zip now, right? We are not pulling the code from GitHub or Bitbucket. So just click on deploy without Git. Once this is done, click on deploy without Git and click on next. Okay. And then you have to provide a name of your application and rest of the details. Okay. And just click on zip that you had created. Okay. So I have created zip inside it, updated code. Okay. You'll see it edited today. I uploaded this. It will show you successfully uploaded. Okay. Once this is done, you can just add image name, image editor, app, whatever you want. Staging is fine. And once you have created this, everyone able to do this? Click on drag and drop or select your image and then provide the name of your app and click on save and deploy. So you'll see on the screen, it is deploying. So once it's deployed, it will go to deployed phase. Okay, you'll see deployed phase. Okay, everyone up to this? Everyone able to see this page? That's good. Many of the people I can see. Okay, when this is done, what you have to do is,
Hi.
yes.
Sorry. So like I'm not getting any option like just compress, but it's like compress and mail, and it's not working.
Which operating system you are working on?
Windows.
Okay, can you see zip or anything? Create a zip. So you have to right click, select the files, go on right click, click on send to, and it will show you option compressed or zip folder. Use zip button and then you'll see the file created. Okay.
Okay.
Did you see that?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Once you're done, just upload that in Amplify and you should be good to go. And then you have to click on visit deployed URL. And once this is done, you'll see a page like this. You are the page that we had created in order to authenticate the users. You have to add username and password that you had used in incognito. Okay, so I'll go back to cognito. I had used the same user and password, so I'm going to use the same. I'll just copy this, paste user one here, and password was this one. Okay, I'll enter this password and click on login. It will try to connect to cognito, and for the first time I have to reset my password. Okay, so I'm going to reset my password and update it. Okay. Okay, once I have created this, I'm going to see a page like this. Everyone up to this? Everyone able to click on their URL? Are they able to see the link, or are they able to view the page for authentication? Let's wait for a few minutes over here and let's see if people are able to do it. If anyone is facing any issues, please post on in the messages, or feel free to unmute or and ask your doubts as well. You can share your screen and let me know if you are facing any issues. Okay. We'll take a couple of minutes of break so that people are up to this step, and then we'll move forward with the testing. So till now we have completed up to this create amplify section. Okay, now we have to test our application. We have completed the deploy as well, and we have to test our application. So there are a few steps that you have to perform. So we'll just wait till all of us are on the same page until this, and we are able to see a page like this. Okay, we'll wait for a couple of minutes. We'll start at 12:05 exactly.
I actually opened the link, but I'm getting an error. The last stage, so it's like in the system initialization, there's some configuration file loaded, but configuration object is not found.
On the amplify,
Yeah,
what error you are getting? Can you just post the error in the chat?
it's like, yeah,
Yeah, you
one.
can share your screen as well.
This is how I'm getting.
So the config file that you have created is not properly configured. You might have some errors in the file. So just try to check, go back and check the config file, and then compress it again back.
Okay, I'll do it.
You have to make sure that the codes are already codes are present. You just have to replace the text. You have to keep the code and don't change any of the indentation or anything like that, else your code will fail.
Okay.
Yeah, and just update the file and compress it again and upload it again.
I have one problem. I have only user pool IDs I can have. What is the client ID?
So for client ID, go on the click on the apps in this screen incognito, and in the apps you'll see the client ID. You'll see your app incognito, and for that app there will be the cognito ID over there.
Ah. I can't get you. Apps means
Can you share
APIs.
your screen? I'll show you. Can you share your screen?
One minute.
You click on your user pool. Yeah. Do you see applications in the right side?
Oh,
In the
yes, yes, yes. Yes.
yeah, click on application, app clients. Yeah.
Yeah.
Click on this app, and this is the client ID that you have to replace. Okay.
Okay. The pool ID will be something with the region name, right?
Sorry.
The client user pool ID will be with the region name. It's created.
There are 4 fields that you have to replace: user, user pool ID, user.
This
pool,
is the user pool ID, right?
yeah, that is the first field. Second field is that I showed you right now.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
And the region is what is I am locating, right? This may
US
be
is one. Yes.
okay, thank you.
And last API thing, you'll find it in the stages in your API gateway config.
I had it on separately.
Okay, sounds good.
Yes, that invoke you. Thank you so much.
Okay, no worries. Are there anyone facing any issues, any errors?
Can you go through that compressing that files again?
Sorry.
Where we compress the files in the folder, right? Can you go through that again?
Yes. So you had downloaded code, right? A zip. You have to
Yeah.
extend that zip, and you will see files like this in the zip. Okay. Once you have file like this, you have updated the config.js. Okay. Like you will see a file. Sorry, not this one. You have updated the fields like this in config.js. Okay. So in your you'll see files like this in where you have updated that. You have to select all the files that you see in that directory and right click on compress. So you have to right click and click on compress. If you're a Windows, you'll see same
Your
code.
screen is not shared.
Sorry. The screen and screen. Okay. Is it visible now? Okay. So there should be some folder where you have extracted this code. I have extracted in AWS Amplify code. Okay. In this folder, what I'm going to go do is select all the files that are there and click on right click and click on compress. For Mac, you'll see this option. If you're not on Mac, you'll see on Windows send to, and click on send to, and there should be option called zip. Click on zip, it will create a zip like this in this folder, and just rename this file to AWS Amplify updated code. Okay. Okay. How many of the people can see page like this who have authenticated, who have reset their password? Just give me a thumbs up. Many of the people, I can see major of the people are doing this. That's good. Okay. Okay, let's move to the next step. Let's start testing this application, and then let's once this is done, I'll come back and see the errors that people are facing. Okay, so once this is done, go to your workshop documentation. There is called test the application tab. In this test the application, there is sample image. Just download this image, click on the image, click on save image as, save this image somewhere in your on your desktop or somewhere, and once this is saved, just go back over here and click to select that image. Open this image and you will see image over here. Okay, everyone up to this? Have you selected the image? Now select or mask the area over here for this car. Okay, we have marked this. What we are going to do, we have selected a mask, and you can see all of those things over here in the activity. We have selected a mode, we have selected an image to be processed. Okay, and once you have selected the image, we have created the mask, it will show you ready. We have to select the generation mode, in paint or on paint. Right now I have selected in paint. Okay, and I have to give some prompt. Okay, what prompt I'm going to give? You can see the prompt over here. Make the driveway clear and empty. Okay, and then click on generate image. It is going to generate two different images. So what it is going to do, it is going to remove all the everything from your driveway. Okay, so add your prompt and click on generate image. So you can see in the console the activities. It has started the API request. You can see the payload over here, what payload that is, it is sending to the server. So this is the encrypted form of image. You can see what is in the payload, prompt.text. Okay, it will have prompt, type, in paint or out paint, and base image. Okay, and the mask that we have drawn. The mask will also be in base64 format. Okay, you can do all those things in your Postman or your terminal as well by copying these commands if you want to test those things. And you can find the raw data over here. If you want to run this in your command prompt, you'll find the JWT token over here that can be used in order to authenticate your APIs. Okay, so let's see, it is still generating the image. It will take some time and then it will generate some images. Okay, so see, it has generated two different images and it has cleared the pathway. Because I had given a prompt, clear this pathway. It has created two different images. This one looks much accurate to me, so I'm going to download this. Okay, and I'm going to save this. So this is how I was able to build my own app and create this app that can edit the images on my behalf and generate this image. Okay, and in the debug console, if you are a developer and if you want to activate or if you want to do some more activities, try to hack how it works, you can go through the this debug console and try those things. If you want to see more, you can just go to the your developer tools and do those things, find those calls as well over here in the console. There are various calls that you can verify which call, how it works, and what is the payload that is being sent. You can try out the things as well. Okay, Everyone able to
Uh,
generate the image? Anyone facing any issue in getting the image?
I am still facing that issue. I'm not able to configure it.
Which one?
I'll actually share my screen so that can you tell me where I went wrong?
Sure. Okay. So, Nandini, if you are getting invalid username or password, check if you have correctly configured your Cognito authorizer in your API, and just try to reiterate the steps that we had done from the documentation. That should work.
Isha, what is the username and password for the logic? I got the UI page.
So you should have set that username and password when you created Cognito user in the first place. In the lab 1, step 2.
Oh, it's not set. Can I set right now?
Yes, yes, you can set it.
Okay. Thank you. Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
So this is my ID.
Yes. Yeah, this is correct. You
Yeah.
hopefully you have added those values correctly. User pool ID and user client ID. Okay. Let's show me what error you are getting now.
So I went to my folders.
Mhm.
This is where the Amplify is. I did that updated code thing.
Okay, open the folder. Let me see if your file is getting correctly placed. Okay. Go to the config over here in this folder. Open the config.js to see if you have correct values. Right click and open it. View. Click on view. View file. View file on the system. Okay, this is good. Let's go back. Okay, close this. Click on rename. Right click. Rename. Remove that .zip. .zip last. Yeah, click on enter. Yeah, now try to upload this code. Go to Amplify.
Where should I start?
Yeah, go to all apps. You can create new app. Create new app. Deploy with object. Next. Choose follow. So and deploy. It's deployed.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Okay, perfect. Yes, everyone able to generate the image? Are they able to see the image? Just add a message in chat you have done So I'll be able to know that you have done that and you have learned something new today. I just want to see the satisfaction in you guys that you have built something new today. Click on yes or just type in yes or done, type done, so that I'll see many of the people have built this thing today. So you are really happy that you have built your own app today with Amazon and Amazon Web Services, as well as with the Bedrock model that we have used today. You have learned AI, you have learned how you can write your own code. Go ahead and try to customize the code that is there. You can try to customize it more. You can add more prompts, more models to it, and test it in next 48 hours, more like 45 hours you have in your hand. Try to customize it as much as possible and write your own blogs on it as well. Anyone else? Any?
Vishal, I have one doubt.
Sorry.
I have one doubt actually. Once after adding the like customizing our code, which is a region and invoke URL, then what's the step actually to do?
You have to zip that. Once you have updated the code, you have to zip the code, and then you have to upload it to Amplify.
Once again, shall you show that if possible?
You can find that in workshop steps because we are now running out of time. But in the workshop, all the steps are there. I have added the uh, video walkthrough as well. You can go through the walkthrough that has all the steps that are
Okay,
popping.
okay, okay. Once
Yes.
after zipping the file, we should want to be deploying on that AWS,
Yes.
which is
Yes.
okay.
You can just
Uh,
follow the steps, and if you see any errors, you can just uh, go back and reiterate the step that you have missed.
Hi Vishal, I'm at the last step. Can you go through that again, like in the image editing app,
Uh, which one?
in that tool, like the amplifying app?
Yes, you have opened it.
Yeah.
So, are you facing any issue or error?
No, I'm not facing any issue. I just want to go through the
Okay,
last step.
perfect, perfect. You just click on generate, and you should be just perform the test steps that are there in the documentation, and you should be able to test your application, update, generate the updated image as well.
Okay.
Okay, so the people who have already completed and they can see that their image is getting generated. Let's see how we can see this data in DynamoDB. So just go to your console, click type in DynamoDB, and you will see a console like this. In your AWS console, you'll see a page like this. Click on type in DynamoDB and you'll see a page like this. Click on tables in sidebar and you'll see a table that you have created. If you see over here, click on the table name and there is option called explore table items. Okay, where is explore table options? Yeah, here. And you can see some data that is added over here for the mode, model ID, what model was used, what was the size, and everything over here. If you see, so you should see this result in your DynamoDB database as well. If it was success or fail, you can see over here as well. Okay. And if you want to see anything more into this, click on just any of the items and you will see the data as well, which model it had used, what things it had used.
What's the difference between in painting and out painting mode?
Okay, so in the inpaint, what we are doing is we are selecting the mask, right? In
Yes.
the inpaint, and we are modifying the image by changing the inside of the mask. We are trying to match the surrounding background. So in the inpainting method, we are trying to change inside the mask. In outpainting, we are modifying the image by extending the region defined by that mask. So if you want to consider there is some grass and you want to extend that grass to the entire walkway, you can add a prompt and select outpainting method. So those are the parameters with the Titan model that we are using, title image generator model. You can find more about those. I'll just post the link in chat. Okay, so I guess we are almost about to finish this workshop. Hopefully, everyone had completed this. And if you have not completed or if you are facing any issues, please try to revisit during these 45 hours and try to do those things again. If you are facing any issues, just try to reiterate the steps from lab 1 to lab 5, and you will be able to do that. You might have missed some steps because every tab in this particular lab or every lab has multiple tabs. If you miss any of the tabs, you'll face in the errors. If you follow all the instructions in the lab, you'll be able to do that. Okay, so make sure you are performing all the tabs and performing all the steps from all the tabs, and you should be able to get the results. Okay, and thanks for joining. I think and congratulations first that's for completing this workshop. You have built your first AI app with this, and you have learned in a hands-on way how you can deploy your serverless app. So congratulations to everyone. You have built your app. Next step, you have to write your blog, write your screenshots and post it on AWS Builder Center. If you don't have the access to, if you're not yet registered for, everyone has the Builder Center ID, I guess. So because that's how we have logged into this workshop. So use that ID and write your blog with your experiences, how you have learned those things. What you have learned today, let's just reiterate. You have learned how to create an Amazon Cognito user pool and test user with that, right? And we have learned to create a dynamic table that can store our image generation data. We saw on the screen uh, how we can see that data over here, which in the DynamoDB tables. Okay. Then we learned how we can create a Lambda function on serverless framework, how we can secure its access use for Bedrock and DynamoDB. Then we learned how we can create Amazon API gateway, how we can assign authorizer for access control to the API. We created methods like post in order to send requests. Okay. Then we learned how we can deploy particular applications, web applications or front-end applications using AWS Amplify. And then we worked with the foundational model like Titan G1 in order to edit the images using various prompts, and we are able to see the results, right? So these are the services that are already available in your workshop. Make sure to use those services and try to do those things. You don't have to think about, if you are doing this in workshop environment, you don't have to think about cleaning up. All those accounts will be removed and after 48 hours. But if you are doing those things on your own account, make sure that you are cleaning up the resources that you have created. So in the workshop event page in the workshop studio, you'll see a cleanup environment steps or cleanup environment tab. In the summary and resources, you have to clean up all the resources in order to prevent any additional costs to your accounts. Okay, and I guess that was all for today. And I think everyone had great learnings today. We have performed all those steps over here, and I'm sure you will participate in AI for Bharat and perform all the uh, all the tasks over there, create some innovative solutions over here, and win some fabulous prizes as well. So go ahead, build, happy learning, and I would like to see the people that you post over there on AWS Build the Center. Follow you guys over there. So I'll see how you are going to create innovative solutions with AI for Bharat campaign. Thank you, AWS user
Thank
group,
you.
Women in Tech, and everyone over here who attended today. You can follow me, following on LinkedIn. You can scan this QR code, or on you can follow me on Twitter as well. And let's stay connected over there. Thank you. Thanks for your time, everyone.
Yeah, hi, myself. Actually, this is my first meetup session. Like, after joining meetup, this is my first session that I'm attending in online. And to be honest, this is like really very eye-opening. Like, I was really very not aware about all these things. I know what AWS is and how it works, but I didn't know the efficiency it could get into, building ads and stuff. Thank you so much, Vishal sir. Like, it's very amazing that I created an app right now in 2 hours. That's something very productive for a student like me.
Perfect. And just to add to Abhi, everyone is on LinkedIn, right? So feel free to share your learnings on LinkedIn, what you have learned today, so that your peers and your friends will also get to know about that you have learned from this hands-on workshop, and they can also join this AI for Bharat. They will be benefited from that. Feel free to tag AWS user groups, Women in Tech Chennai and AWS Cloud Clubs, as well as feel free to tag to me, and I would be more than happy to reshare a post as well. So yes, all the best on your building, build your better solutions, and happy learning, everyone. Thank you.
Thank you all for a wonderful fruitful session. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. Again. So the WhatsApp group you told, right? The WIT WhatsApp group, is there anything like? Can I get a hold of that?